We can't go on like this, can we? We really do need to unite the right. I couldn't believe it when Rupert Lowe started his new party in competition with Ben Habib. I mean, those two should be working together. Ben Habib set up his party with the intention of having Rupert Lowe lead it. And then Rupert Lowe went his own way and decided he didn't want to have a party, he wanted to have a movement. And Ben Habib stood up and led the party. But he said recently that he's very, very welcome to he's very happy to step down and let Rupert Lowe come in and lead the party. Rupert didn't need to set up a separate party. The problem with having lots of different right-wing parties, centre-right parties, is it splits the vote. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to split the vote. I know a lot of people, myself included, are fairly disappointed with reform. They don't go far enough, and they've allowed some top Tories defectors into the party. I won't name names, but you know who I mean, who were the top villains during one of them was the top villain during the COVID fiasco. And the other one started all this asylum hotel nonsense. And yet they're now in Reform's shadow cabinet. So, you know, a lot of people are going away from Reform. So what does that leave us with? Well, it leaves us with Ben Habib and it leaves us with Rupert Lowe. And, of course, UKIP. But, I mean, I don't know, a lot of people fell out with UKIP. I fell out with UKIP. Back in the days of Gerald Batten and his successor. I can't even remember who Gerald Batten's successor was now, but somebody will no doubt write in and remind me. And, you know, we voted them in. We, the members, I was a member of UKIP at that time. And we decided who we wanted to lead us. And the NEC, UKIP's NEC, came in undemocratically and said, oh no, you can't have him. You've got to have somebody we appoint. And we all said, well, that's not democracy and we're out of here. And I've had nothing to do with UKIP ever since. And this new lad they've got run into place, he's a bit of a, well, yeah. But Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe, their politics are identical, virtually identical. So why fight each other? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it does to you. If it makes sense to you, then please comment below, and I'd love to see what you have to say on the subject. Maybe I can learn something. But if we don't unite the right, and that includes Reform, because we've all got to stand together at this time, or we're going to have another Labour government in 3 years' time. So, yeah. And while we're talking about all these centre-right parties, let's not forget the Heritage Party with David Curtin. There's, you know, they could all just have joined the Heritage Party, let's be honest. But yeah. Personally, my only problem with the Heritage Party is that it's a little bit too Christian. I think whatever we do going forward, we've got to have religious freedom. We don't all think the same, and people have to be able to think what they think. But there's a difference between religious freedom and allowing all religious practices. I mean, some things, they may have a religious label attached to them, such as, the religious slaughter of animals, for instance. But it's an appalling practice, whether it's halal or kosher. It's a horrendous practice where the animals aren't pre-stunned and they have to suffer the pain of having the knife to the throat, and they're there watching all the other animals getting the knife to the throat before them, and they're not. It's a disgusting way of doing things. So, some religious practices can clearly be outlawed. And the full face covering, whichever religion you are, nobody should be allowed to walk around the streets with their faces covered. A lot of people who accuse me of being Islamophobic, whatever the F that's supposed to mean. I'm not, by the way. Phobia is an irrational fear of something. There's nothing irrational about not liking some of the practices of Islam. Nothing against the people, but there are some things that can't be allowed in a civilized country. And I've just mentioned a couple of them. And I get accused of being far right sometimes. And maybe I am. I'm proud to be far right, because far right means freedom. It means anarchy, in the true sense of the word. The opposite of totalitarianism. It most certainly does not mean fascism. We were conned by the liberals into believing that the fascists are right wing, but they weren't. Hitler's party was called the National Socialist Party, and Mussolini in Italy, he defected to form the fascist party. What did he defect from? The Italian Communist Party. So fascism is just another form of communism. It's just another form of totalitarianism. It belongs on the left, the far left. So, I'm quite proud to be far right, because I believe in freedom, individual choice. I decide whether I want to put my seatbelt on or not, I don't want any government telling me what I've got to do. So, I'm far right, in the proper, real sense of that word. And maybe UKIP could be put in that category, I don't know. Benabib and Rupert Lowe are certainly centre-right, and I suppose so is Reform, even more for a little bit to the left of Benabib and Rupert Lowe. But basically centre-right parties that have they've taken the place of the Tories, the Conservative Party, because the Conservative Party has gone woke. It's moved to the left. So, the new right, as I call us, we're the only chance that Britain has got to bring some kind of sanity back. But none of us can do it alone. Rupert Lowe can't do it alone. Benabib can't do it alone. Reform may be able to do it alone, possibly, but they need somebody to keep them to account, to hold their feet to the fire and make sure they don't go too far to the left. So we need to unite the right. We need to come together, work together. If we don't work together, we're going to lose. So come on, everybody. Pull your fingers out. Start talking to each other. Please, for the sake of the country, please talk to each other. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please do support it by liking and sharing. Yeah. Namaste.